Yeah, it's all about helping each other. Mental health for Black, Indigenous, people of color. It's time to normalize therapy. Feeling like you drowning? You need SG, mental health counseling. Unhealthy family.
Thank you for tuning in to SG Mental Health. I am Marissa, owner and CEO of SG Mental Health Counseling, and today we are celebrating my aunt getting married. So today was her bachelorette party, y'all, and we was turning up, having a good time. And so I have some special guests with me.
Tangela Malone. Hello, everybody. Nice to be here to celebrate. My girl. And I am Andrea Franklin. I'm the bride today.
Yay! One time for the bride. Y'all, we had so much fun. So we're just gonna have a candid conversation. Let's talk about not settling. Not settling for your ideal mate. Because there is a difference between what you deserve versus you dating for potential. Do you guys have any thoughts about that?
We'll let the one who's been married how many years? 29 long years. Yes, ladies, do not settle for just anything. Know your worth. Know your worth. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times relationships fail because we do not know our worth. We settle for the first person that comes our way. We settle for the person that says, oh, you're beautiful, when they have other things on their mind. Know your worth. A man that truly values you will respect you, honor you, and wait for you. He will do anything for you. He will have that agape love for you, even when things are tough. That's the person that you want by your side. I know we go off of looks and body and all that stuff, and we think about, oh, we don't want him because he's boring. You know what? That boring man is going to elevate you. So,
yes,
know
elevation.
your worth.
Y'all heard that message, right? Know your worth. Bride to be.
I'm going to piggyback off of her when she said elevate. You know, think about what elevate means to you. Some people think elevate means, okay, he's going to make a lot of money. He's going to buy me a big house, a big car. But when I think about elevate, it's, okay, he's going to take me to that next level mentally. You know, he's going to take me to that next level on a godly way. He's going to take me to the next level in regards to what that agape love looks like. And he's going to help me realize the things that are important to me. And hopefully I'm going to help him realize the things that are important to him. And so when I think about self-worth, it's about understanding who you are. You can't love someone else until you understand who you are. And you understand what you want and what God's desire is for you. A lot of times, your desire is not his desire. And you're going to chase after your desire, and you're going to wonder, why it's not working? Why every man that I go with is not working? You need to talk to God and ask him, what do you want from me? And if it's not what I think, help me understand. Because I got an idea and it might be wrong.
That's some good advice. Do y'all hear that? So.
Who's y'all? Hey, y'all.
Oh, well, come on.
What up, you know? Big T Mac Gravy in the building, you know, follow me on Twitch.
Okay, Samir, look, we can get a guy's perspective. Come on here, Samir. We're talking about relationships.
What about
and not settling.
not settle? Oh yeah, you should never settle. You know, you gotta know what you want. You can't just appease the other people. You gotta put yourself first. Not all the time, but you know, you always gotta make sure you're alright.
Now this is a man, he's telling you, he's going to put himself first. He knows what he wants. He's got that mindset. And as a woman, you should have the same mindset. I think he'll respect someone who understands who they are, just like he knows what he wants, they know what they want. And be able to help him understand that, just like he's going to help you understand what he wants.
Exactly.
was telling them, how are you going to find love if you don't know who you are?
That's right.
You don't know what you want.
You can't,
How you gonna help yourself, help other people?
That's true. And sometimes, ladies, we confuse sex as love.
because it can be good now. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
That's not love. That's not love.
That's just physical.
That
And
is
mental, too.
physical. You need the mental.
Man.
When you have the one that gets this right here, the heart, the sex is going to be more than just sex. It's going to be a special moment, and you're going to know when it happens and occurs over and over again. It's not just a wham bam, thank you ma'am. It's going to be meaningful, not just to you, it's going to be meaningful to him as well. Again, know your worth. You are more valuable than you know. Stop settling.
And I'm going to piggyback off of her in regards to, it's a mental thing, I think, for women.
Yes.
But it's also a physical thing for us. But I think a man appreciates it so much more when we give ourselves from a mental and a physical perspective. Because then they really feel us as women. And then as a man, they're giving themselves to us as well. So as God says, it's two becoming one flesh, but it's not just physical, it's mental.
Yes. It absolutely is.
Yes. And so, being in a relationship can be a beautiful thing, but you have got to be in a relationship with yourself first. And also, if you want to bring in that faith component of Christianity or whatever your faith might be, it makes it even more better. I'm going to give y'all a homework assignment. Your homework assignment is going to be create you a wanted ad. What do you want in a mate? And I'm going to ask them, what did they have on their wanted ad? Can you tell me a little bit about, what you had on your wanted ad in a mate? What did that look like?
Well, initially, I wanted a man to take care of me. I wanted a man to wine and dine me. You want the finer things in life, but when you find the finer things in life, sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side. So what I wanted was a friendship first, and let something develop past that friendship. And I wanted a man to respect me and to love me for me with everything that I have, including my flaws. And the man that I'm with, my husband, he loves every inch of me, the good, the bad, everything. And that on your wanted list, you got to pick the qualities that's going to suit you. Like, I wanted a man to take care of me, to do whatever I want him to do. You can't control a man. You got to allow that man to be a man and to love you for you, even with all your flaws. In my relationship, my husband loves me for me through my good times, through my bad times, and through my sick times. You need a man that will pray over you. This man prayed over me for being sick. He prays for me when I'm good. He prays for me when I'm bad. He prays for his family. If you don't have a man that prays for you, you need a man that will care for you. Care for you and cherish you and guard you like you are his gold, his diamond. Because if you are shining, your man should shine, and vice versa. You guys should shine together and elevate each other and grow up with each other. You guys should always be moving forward and never backwards.
That's really good. Do you have something to say?
Well, what I'll say is for you strong women, those women who are out there raising their children by themselves.
Independent women.
Exactly. You got it going on. You got your own place, your own car, your own job, and you're used to, handling your own business.
Yes.
What I will say is learn how to allow a real man, now I'm going to repeat, a real man, to give you the things that you need and stop trying to be the man. That's what I'm going to say. Stop trying to be the man allow that person to be the man.
That's right.
You
That's
know?
right.
One thing that I could say, okay, my man, he would say, let me pick up your kids for you. You pick them up from school every day. Let me do that. No, I got it. Let me take out the trash. No, I got it. And so I would say for those strong women, learn that when you have someone who is willing to do the things that Tangela talked about, allow them to do that.
That's right.
Step back. Because that's the man that you said you wanted. That's the man that you told God, give that to me. But then when he sends it, you kind of like, okay, but I got me. I don't want to let that go. I can do it by myself. But enjoy that special feeling that person gives you, where they're opening the door for you when you get out the car.
Yes.
They get mad when you try to get out the car without them opening the door.
Yes.
Enjoy that, you know, and understand that's someone who really honors you as a woman.
That's right.
And as a woman, you don't always have to be the one that's having to be in control. Allow them to be in control.
That's right.
Because that's what a real man is going to want you to do.
Exactly.
Did y'all hear those tips? So, back to that wanted ad. So what you want to do is you want to write down your list of what's going to be in your wanted ad. And then you're going to compare it to your current partner. And you're going to see how much you are getting from that. So let's say I just finished doing my wanted ad and I see 10% of what I'm wanting in my current partner. Am I settling for that 10%, and I'm dating for the potential to get to 100? What do you think about that?
And what I'll say to that is when I started with my current fiance, he wasn't at the 80% for me, I'm going to be honest. He wasn't there. And it takes you knowing who you are and what your heart's desire is and knowing what God has in store for you to be able to say, well, I'm willing to walk away because I know who I am and what I need. And I have 2 young girls, so I need them to see a certain thing from a man. And so when they see that I'm not happy, they're not happy. And you have to understand it's okay to walk away. That's the first thing I'm going to say.
That's right.
It is okay to walk away. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It means that you know who you are.
That's right.
And you know what your heart's desire and what God's desire is for you.
Right.
And you figure that out. Now, when you know you're with the right person is when they're willing to come back and say, I'm back, I'm willing to do the things that you said that you need me to do. Which my fiance was willing to do. And I love him for that. But once again, if he had not, I was going to be okay. And I'll tell you a story. My daughter went through different situations, and I had to tell him at one point, I can't give you any of me right now because I have to give all of me to my daughter. And I said, so because of those reasons, it's not fair to you. I think maybe we should, maybe take a break or step away from each other and things of that nature. Do what you need to do. And what he told me is no. I understand what you're saying. I'm going to be here for you. I understand you can't be here for me. But I'm going to be here for you and your children. That's a real man.
It is. That's a clue.
That's a real man. But if he had chose to say, I'm going to step away, I would have respected him as well.
Yes.
So once again, it's about knowing not just who you are and what you want, but also knowing when it is time to let that person go as well.
That's right.
Not just because it's what you want, but maybe it's the better situation for that person. And that's what I was trying to do. Make sure, hey, I know I'm not going to be able to give you what you need.
And I think that one of the beautiful things that she pointed out was she was not emotionally available. If you're not emotionally available, how are you going to even give to someone else when you're trying to pour into someone else, like, for example, her daughters, but what about pouring into you?
That's right.
I can't give you what I don't have. I'm pouring from that empty cup.
That's right.
So think about it.
And you got to take care of self-love, self-care. And to piggyback off of what she said, when you pray to God to ask God to send you a man, know how to receive that man as well.
That's a good one.
Receiver.
Talking about receiving, it took me a good, been married for a minute, but it took me a good 5 years to really totally receive what was sent to me. And he just is absolutely amazing. All that I could have asked for, and God knew, God sent it right on time. Right on time. But I had to learn how to accept and how to let go, just as Andrea mentioned earlier. Because I was that strong, independent woman. I got it. I don't need nobody. Oh, okay, what? Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
And I think we all are smart. We're very intelligent and things of that nature. But once we're African American, we're dealing, but all of us are with African American men. And we're always hearing or saying that we want them to be strong. You know, we want them to be there. We want them to do the things that they're supposed to be. But as women, we have to allow them to as well. We have to be vulnerable, you know? And I think sometimes that's very difficult to do. But like she said, receive what God has given you. And so my thing is, talk to God. God, I don't know what's going on. He want to do this, I'm thinking this. And ask the Holy Spirit, which is who you should be speaking with, help me and help my heart and help my mind to do the things that you want me to do, because I've asked you for this, you gave it to me, but now I don't know what to do with it.
That's right. And communication. Like she said, talk to God. We communicate with God. Also communicate with your mate. We are quick to pick up the phone. Girl.
Call our friend.
You.
Call my niece.
Yes. Your friend.
Or I'm calling auntie.
Exactly. Guess what he did? Oh, he gets on my nerves. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That destroys things. That destroys your relationship. Talk to him. That's who you should be talking to. Tell him how you feel. You know what? I feel like when you do X, Y, and Z, that upsets me. But guess what? Let him start talking to you. What are you doing?
He gonna have an A, B, C, D, and F.
Oh, yes.
But listen,
Evaluate yourself. Listen. Sometimes we listen to respond. We never seek to understand. So we need to listen to understand and not to respond. Just because he said something out the way, we ready to fire off at him. Listen. Because you know what? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Oh my gosh. So let me tell y'all, I have been with my husband a long time. Let's see, I had my daughter and then he came 6 months later. Did y'all hear that? He came 6 months later after I had my daughter and really showed me from day one that he was in it not only just for me, but for my daughter. He understood that it was a package deal. Beautiful. And we've been married, let's see, we've been together, let me see, Lauren is 22 now. We have been together 21 and a half years, but we have been married for 12.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, ladies? It's a package deal. When a man loves you, he's going to accept all you have. It's not just you, it's you and what you have. If you have a child, fine. If you are living in a one-bedroom apartment, that's you. He's accepting everything. If you're living in a mansion, he's accepting it. It doesn't matter. He accepts you in your present condition, which he's going to take you from existing in your present condition to living again with him. It doesn't mean living in a mansion if you're not coming from a mansion, or if you are coming from a mansion, it doesn't mean making you rich again. It means having you live again in a relationship to enhance your love and to enhance your feelings biggest thing, communication. Never lose the communication. And never go to bed angry. And I don't want to sound like the pot calling the kettle black, because I've been there and done that. I'm not talking to you. Roll over and grab the cover and don't care if you cold during the night. Don't do that. The only person you hurting is yourself, because guess what? He don't care. He don't care. Okay.
He gonna be snoring.
He gonna be snoring.
You still gonna be awake over there like.
With the extra layer of
Yeah.
clothes on. So the only one mad is you. So the best thing you can do is promise each other that you will not go to bed angry and communicate with each other. Tell him what you're feeling. Tell him how this action made you feel. And listen to what he has to say also about you. Because we're not perfect. We think we got it together. Sometimes we need a reality check. And that's going to be your best friend. He's going to be your best friend. So if you're going to have this relationship, you're going to have to talk. That's how you grow old together.
Absolutely. And I love what she talked about is one of the things that's important is when you're in a relationship with that communication, think about what other rules of engagement you want to have. Being able to have that listening ear, not only having that listening ear. I love not going to bed mad. My mama taught me a long time ago. What was that song? Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. I learned that at an early age. And so I made it a pact within myself that I would never go to bed mad ever and turn it over until the next day. Because that's weight that I'm hanging on to, and what does it serve me? Would you like to say anything?
Excuse me.
That's gonna
Scotty,
always
come over
be
here.
right.
Come on, Scotty.
Come on, Scotty. He's the one that put
Come on, y'all cheer Scotty.
Scotty is from
Scotty.
Canada. Say hi, Scotty.
Hi, everyone.
Scotty, everybody.
Hi, Scotty.
Let's hear his perspective. I'm
Okay.
curious.
What's his question?
What is your perspective in regards to knowing what you want, not settling in a relationship?
It's knowing what you want and what you got to offer. It's both. You shouldn't settle, but you have to know what you have to give to someone else in order to accept what they can give you too.
Well, what if that person is giving you what you want, but you're not giving them what they want?
Then you're in the wrong in that situation, and you have to acknowledge that.
Did you
Like, this is a
that?
perfect man. You hear that?
Acknowledgement.
Most men not gonna say that. This is a perfect one right
You
here.
have to acknowledge.
Thank you.
Did
Bye,
you hear
everyone.
that? Bye, thanks, Scotty.
We put him on the
You
spot,
hear
y'all.
that? Acknowledgement. That's the first step.
Yes.
Acknowledgement. That was big. We love us some Scotty, y'all.
And think, he's very young. Think about when he gets older. There's much more wiseness there.
Yes.
The things he's saying, I didn't know that at his age. I can tell you right now.
Right. Yeah, I think when I was young, probably when I was his age, I was just flying by the seat of my pants. I was all about having a good time, satisfying myself. Some of it was kind of reckless, we all go through our ratchet phase.
Yes.
But I was having a good time.
Good time. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Yes.
Y'all
It's
get
my
that?
prerogative.
Right. And none of them had it right. None of them had it right. When you think you have the one, you think you have that star basketball player, that star football player,
Look good.
all that look good and all that stuff, that's the ones you got to watch out for. It's the ones behind the scenes that you don't notice, the ones that say good morning to you. How you doing? How you feeling? You look nice. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. That other man, if he walk in front of you and go through the door before you,
Oh,
pass him up. Pass him up. If he answer you what, come in front of your parents' house, your house, or wherever you may be, beep beep. He don't get out that car. Pass him up. Pass him up.
and it's okay. I think it's okay to say, I'm willing to walk away. It's all right.
You have to be. sometimes we fear being alone. We fear being alone, so that's why we settling for the first thing that tells us we're beautiful. And then we learn about how that person is. He's the one that may pass you up. If it's meant to be for you, it's gonna happen. You're gonna know. You're gonna know the one. And you're wondering, why are my relationships not working out? He don't go to work. You're taking care of him. No, it shouldn't be that way at all. And he shouldn't take care of you either, ladies. So don't think you can stay home and be a housewife as well.
It's a team.
It's a team. If he work at McDonald's, guess what? He's working. If he work at Crystal's, guess what? He's working. He's doing what he needs to do to support his family. If the money's coming in the household and not going for other things that's outside of the household, I respect him.
Exactly.
I'm not going to talk about him because he's at Burger King. Guess what? I'm going to have it my way because he's coming to my
I'm
house.
gonna say, bring us some Burger King.
There you go. With your discount, okay? Okay. So don't knock him. And I know we want the man in the business suit. We want him. But that man in the business suit may not be the one all the time.
He may be with the secretary.
He may be with the secretary. He may have some demons in his closet that you may not know. He's been hiding them from you for about a month. Guess what? I'm going to compare them to onions. Pretty soon them layers are going to start to peel off and unfold.
And think they get stronger and they stink a lot more.
Yes.
Y'all hear that? Get stronger and stink a lot more. Don't like nothing stinking.
If that means y'all stank attitude, not just body odor, ladies. Stank attitude, the way you treat me. Don't settle.
Respect, both ways.
Yes.
Absolutely. Relationships 50-50. 50-50. Give and take. 50-50.
So y'all hear that, right? So remember, homework assignment is going to be that wanted and what do you want in a mate? And then look at your current or your potential or whomever you're dealing with situationship, but may not equal out to what you really want and what you desire and what you deserve. So if you see, again, you doing that comparison, it's 10%, ooh, I'm settling for 10%, I might need to, what she said earlier, I might need to walk away. Especially, a lot of us have been in relationships 10, 15 years. We're just settling. We're settling for the bare minimum. Why do you think you deserve the bare minimum?
That's right. And to piggyback off of what Marissa said, you're in that relationship and you've been in that relationship for a long time. You're wondering why your relationship is not growing. Sometimes you got to be the one to help to water that relationship as well to make it grow.
Grow that seed. What they say, what God say, oh my God, as far as what you
reap
put
what
in,
you
you
sow.
reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow.
Oh, my mind was somewhere else. I'm sorry.
That's right. You got to plant that seed. Sow that seed. Sow that seed.
And
in your
you
life.
have to remember, seeds, it might take time, and you have to tend to them. You have to help them. You got to
Nurture
water
them.
them. You got to pull the weeds out.
Yes.
Nobody don't like pulling the weeds out.
Right. And sometimes those seeds might need to be uprooted.
Ooh, girl, I like that.
That's deep.
Might need to be uprooted.
Yes.
And, as adults, there are things that we learned in our childhood that grew up with us. I like to call them our core values. We have positive and negative core values. Those are those seeds.
Yes.
What did you see what that relationship looked like with your parents? Did you see them settling? Did you see them just staying in the marriage for the sake of our kids?
That's right. Because we become complacent. And we're afraid of change. We're afraid to change.
You're like, I'm too old, I'm too young, or I can't do this on my own, or that person takes care of me, and I'm scared to be out there.
Right. Sometimes things in life, including relationships, are about choices, chances, and changes. Sometimes we have
Repeat
to
that again.
change.
What was that you
Choices,
said?
chances,
Choices,
and changes.
chances, and
We're gonna make a shirt on
changes.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have to choose to change. You have to definitely choose to change. It's your choice to stay in a relationship that is not meaningful for you. Sometimes abused women, it's hard for us to separate from our abuser because we're not willing to change. We don't know how. Sometimes we don't know how. But once we become empowered and learn how, it's a choice to go back to you. So you have to change your environment, your situation entirely in order for you to grow as well. And if God ever gives you that second chance to walk away, walk away. If it's not for you, walk away. And change your environment. Yeah, I may not have a $500,000 home when I leave him, but guess what? I don't have the emotional scars, I don't have the physical scars, and I can start over. It's okay to start over. You are free, and it's okay to start over. Are we scared? Yes. Yes, we are. But guess what? We can find a support system within us that can help us, or in the community. If nothing else, talk to God. Talk to God. Cast all your cares upon Him.
Be the best listener. Oh gosh.
Yes.
You can talk to him when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're happy, you know, when you don't understand and you're trying to tell him, I don't get what are you doing? It's okay.
And wait on Him. Wait on Him. He's not going to answer sometimes right away. We expect Him to answer just like that. We got to wait on Him. That means God is allowing us to go through something before He provides the answer for us.
That test.
Yes. And when she talks about, what I liked is when you were talking about starting over and freeing yourself, and basically you're not having that load on you. What I'm going to say is you're free, right? But when you're free, what are you going to put back in there?
That's right.
You know, you've emptied out all that stuff and you're starting. What are you going to pour back in there? Do you want to pour what you had before, or do you want to do something different? Pour something else into you. You don't want to go back to the same thing He freed you from. You want to go and do something going forward. And just make sure that what you're pouring back is what you need to pour back. Because it's so easy to go back to what you're familiar with.
Right at changing that mindset. That is so important. So important. So if you need any type of support, you know, you can reach out to your loved ones. Let me tell you, A1 right here. You can reach out to your loved ones. But remember, when you're dealing with your loved ones, you got to remember who's safe and who's unsafe.
That's right.
We're going to talk about that one in another video, maybe upcoming. One of my favorite things to talk about, who's safe versus unsafe, because they can cause you to go back into relapse in whatever it is that you're trying to get away from. Also, you can talk to a therapist. You can talk to a life coach, and there's so many different types of life coaches. You have your spiritual life coach. You have your empowerment life coach. There's so many resources out there, even groups. I love support groups. Those are beautiful tools to be able to use. You can also, your faith, oh my gosh, but again, you know, safe versus unsafe. But again, thank you so much for joining us today in our talk. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, which is going to be SG Mental Health Co. And that's going to be for Instagram as well as Facebook, and on TikTok. And y'all know I like to say TikToking. That's what we be doing over here. TikToking. That's going to be SG Mental. And again, today, remember, y'all know in my closing, you are worth celebrating. So don't forget to celebrate your win. And again, I am Marissa with SG Mental Health Counseling, to here with my A1 with our bride-to-be and bridesmaids. So again,
Yeah, it's all about helping each other. Mental health for black, indigenous, people of color. It's time to normalize therapy. Feeling like you drowning.